So, welcome back to Bodhicharyavatara. We are on stanza number 107 of 8th chapter, chapter on meditation. And we are working on bodhicitta, compassion, and trying to see or trying to understand or try to generate a state of mind where we feel, myself and others are equal. So therefore, we need to work for the benefit of others as much as we do for ourselves. So we went through many stanzas on this topic. And here in the stanza number 107, it reads, "Those whose minds are practiced in this way, whose joy it is to soothe another's ills, will venture into a hell of unrelenting pain as swans sweep down upon a lotus lake." So what it's trying to say is that, when we become trained, when we get used to this way of feeling, this way of thinking, that to work for the benefit of others is same as working for the benefit of myself, and especially working for the benefit of lots of people is better than working for my own self. And then if I devote in that way, if I get used and I train in this way, working for the benefit of working for the, to help other beings to be free from their suffering, and if you get used to it, if you do again and again and again, then, we become so happy when we can see the joy in others' life, in others' face, or others' hearts. The joy of doing something that's beneficial and helpful to people, to lots of people, gives us so much joy, so much happiness, so much courage, so much meaning, so much purpose, that it becomes much more, wonderful, much more enjoyable, much more purposeful and meaningful to me than just trying to do something for yourself alone. And so therefore, those who are very, practiced and become acquainted with that, then those people, are so become so joyful in, getting rid of others' problems and difficulties and ills, as it is said, that for them, for those kind of bodhisattvas, even you have to go to and you have to suffer the unrelenting pain, lots of difficulties, like that of a helldom. They would be able to, they would be happily willing to go into that, the example given is the swans sweep into the lotus lake. When swans sweep into the lotus lake, they are so comfortable, they are so happy, they are so courageous, they are so, they have no doubt, they completely enjoy it. So in the same way, you become completely unafraid, unhesitant, unwavering in helping others, even if it is not so pleasant or a little bit hard work, or even if painful to yourself. Because you know, because you come to understand from your experience that, just running for your own sake, for your own, trying to get some happiness for yourself, trying to get rid of something that causes a problem for yourself, actually creates so much pain and stress and worries, and it is not. It doesn't work. It doesn't make you happy. It doesn't make you, your life purposeful. It doesn't make you, it doesn't really bring you happiness now or in the long run. Because you become very clear that if you really devote yourself to work for the benefit of others with completely no selfish motives, then it is so joyful, it is so meaningful, it is so wonderful. And not only that, but you are doing something that is really virtuous and positive. So therefore, it results in your everything goes well. There's nothing can go wrong. Even if you want to go into helldom, you cannot. There is no helldom that they can hold you. Because helldom is your negative state of mind. Your negative state of mind is your hatred, your hurt feeling, your jealousy, your negative emotions. And then when you don't have that, your selfishness, your self-centeredness, there is no hell. Hell is as much heaven as anywhere else. So therefore, this is also a very important understanding that, we want happiness, we want joy, we want peace, we want progress, we want a very, very happy, joyful, wonderful world, around us. Only way to get there is that if each of us is willing to help each other. If we have only goodwill towards each other, if we only wish well to each other, if we were only trying to do something that is helpful and useful and beneficial to each other, next day we have heaven on earth. We don't have to do anything else. We don't have to make, laws. We don't have to make structures. We don't have to make systems. We don't have, fight against anybody. We don't have to, create. We don't have to vote. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to build economy. Everything is naturally happens. Everything naturally happens. Only good things happen. The world will be in peace. There will be no wars. There will be no atrocities. So therefore, only way and only, possible way is to transform ourselves And if we can become kind and compassionate and willing to work for the benefit of others, all of us, to each other, that will get rid of all the problems of the world. That will get rid of all the problems of everybody, including yourself. And then that will bring wisdom, that will bring compassion, that will bring enlightenment also, So when this understanding needs to be understood by everybody, The problem we have now in the world is people don't understand this. People think, if I don't do anything, I have to work only for myself, Even if I do a little bit for others, I have to mainly do things for myself. And then I have to, in order to achieve my own goal, even if I have to hurt others, it's okay, Everything is okay for war and love, they say. And that love is not really love, it's attachment. And that is, I can hurt anybody in order to get that. That's the worst philosophy. That's wrong. It will bring then more war and more conflict and more problems to yourself and others. So therefore, the ocean-like immensity of joy arising when all beings will be freed. Will this not be enough? Will this not satisfy? The wish for my own freedom, what is that to me? The ocean-like immensity of joy arising when all beings will be freed, If I can free, if everybody is free from unhappiness, from wars, from famine, from, atrocities, from injustice, from treating bad to each other, from unkindness. And if we can bring lasting peace and happiness in this world, what kind of joy will there be? That joy cannot be matched with anything else. Usually people say that, if I become enlightened, if I become free from suffering, that's the best. That is, I must work for that, because I cannot, it's, if others get it, that's good, but, that wouldn't benefit me. But, if you really want the best for yourself also, you need to, because the primary problem why I can't become totally free from suffering and have lasting peace and happiness is my own selfishness, self-centeredness, my ego. And so therefore, more why I haven't been able to bring true happiness, or why nobody could bring it so far, even if we worked on that line for centuries after centuries, and life after lives and life after lives, countless. Because we didn't know how to, we didn't know how to. We didn't try the other way. And if we can try the other way, it will bring us, because, when I'm free from selfishness, self-centeredness, and my compassion becomes universal, actually, I become enlightened. Nobody can hurt me then, because my wisdom blossoms by itself, not that wisdom only intellectual, but experiential. So therefore, why wish for my own freedom? Because by working dedicatedly for the benefit of everybody else, I naturally become freed, I naturally become enlightened, and even before I get enlightened, I can have complete happiness, freedom, joy. The work of bringing benefit to beings will not then make me proud and self-admiring. Because if we understand this, then if I do something to bring happiness to others, to benefit others, it will not make me proud, or it will not, not make me proud and self-admiration, I'm so good. Because, I know that this is something I'm doing which is good for me and good for others and good for everybody. And if it is good for everybody, why not? Why should I be so proud of that? Why should I be so, proud? Yes, I should be happy with that, but I don't need to be arrogant because, I'm not doing something that, I'm not sacrificing anything. I know that I'm not sacrificing anything. I'm actually doing more good for myself in this venture than anybody else. So therefore, there's nothing that I have to be so kind of, what can you say? There's nothing that I say, oh, I did this, I did that. I don't need to. There is no way to. There's no reason to say this because it is natural that I do something that's good for me and good for everybody. So therefore, there will be no arrogance, and there's nothing to to brag about, because it's natural, So therefore, when this kind of understanding happens, then being compassionate and working for the benefit of everybody, you can see it as something most normal, most natural, if you are not completely stupid and completely ignorant, Therefore, the happiness of others is itself my satisfaction. I do not expect another recompense. Working for the benefit of others, doing something that's good for now and for a long run, for myself, for everybody, is something that's the most natural thing, and it gives you the purpose and meaning and satisfaction. There's nothing I need to be compensated for that, or I need to be lauded for that, or I need to be especially boasting about that. So this 7, 8, 9, the Tibetan Tetri jumne konchirpa yenji dungan shigawi pemin soro ngambatar nami paryun jubrinchir. Senje nono chowa na gavi janso konyenpa teni jino chumanam tarbandu bi jihisha. Teti yenji tunshi ju wamsen tono ngantarme. Jitu yendun lagawi naman jiburewa me. So I don't need to have any kind of wish, or I don't need to have any kind of expectation for certain certain result or certain, what can you say, compensation or recompensation or a certain kind of reward, What I'm doing is itself its reward. How I feel about doing that is itself the reward. So I think I stop here. Thank you so much.